Finnish Kuarter, and we are a company dedicated to organize events. Our main specialization is heavy metal and rock festivals and concerts, but we also expand the type of music, and we also organize events of dance, pop. So yeah. The table of content. First, we're going to start with the introduction, talking a bit about our corporate identity and our vision and mission. Then we are going to talk about the commercial and marketing decisions. Then the capacity, the personnel, and the consumables, the financial performance, and at the end, a bit of conclusion. Okay, our vision and mission is that we want to be a company that really creates a community. We want to bring nice events of heavy metal and rock for those who already like this music, but we also want to introduce this kind of music to new ways. So with that, we want to create this sense of community with everyone. We want that everyone feels safe. We don't want to exclude anyone or that someone feels excluded. So yeah, and something that we are also really conscious about is the waste of product and money. So that's why every event that we do, we see okay what went well and what went not so well. Um, about wasting product and money, and we try to change it each event. So yeah, our mission is to be one of the largest event organizers of heavy metal and rock, and to be a source of inspiration. Then this is our corporate identity. Um, this is our logo. We wanted to do something really related to heavy metal style, like old school. This is our corporate colors. So yeah, and this is the typography that we use.
So in the first quarter, for the programming decisions, we implemented a lot of events in the big hall, making the tickets higher with no discounts. And we saw along the quarters for the second and the third quarter that our smaller events were more successful than our big events in the big hall. So we implemented, we made the tickets higher on the small events and gave discounts because those were working very well. And we put the marketing budgets lower on the small events because it was working out, and we doubled the marketing budgets on the big events because they did more help. And yeah, as our CEO said, we were focused a lot on heavy metals. So because we thought on a lot of heavy metal and pop rocks, there are not a lot of festivals based on that. So we wanted to implement, showing that in the first quarter was working. So yeah, to bring more to life our heavy metal and the pop rock culture. And yeah, the marketing spendings, as I said, were working out very well. We had around 3,000 on the marketing spendings. So we just decided to keep from the first quarter to the last quarter the same marketing budget. And yeah, and that gave us a lot of good position in the market, knowing that other people focus more on community or dance pop genre, and we just decided to full on have a heavy metal and pop rock, giving a lot of events based on that.
All right, so on to I'm going to talk a little bit about our capacity utilization. So during our first quarter, we tried to focus on the big events, try to put a lot of money into the marketing, into the advertising there. We wanted to experiment a little bit, see how many visitors we'd have coming compared to our forecast. During the first two quarters, we saw that inviting international artists from outside the area, that although even if we put a lot into marketing, some would find the entry fees a little bit too expensive. So from that, we shifted more into focusing on regional and local artists, heavy metal artists especially, as we believe that that's the genre we want to expose the most. So we tried to tone down the international artists and stick to more local ones. When it comes to human resources, so we did want to focus on our personnel and keeping them happy. So when somebody did request a sick leave or a vacation, we made sure that that was indeed applied. So we'd like to believe that we take care of our workers very well. And on top of that, so when it comes to consumables and waste, as we focus on heavy metal artists and heavy metal performers, we believe that we'd have to focus a little bit less on the first quarter. We believe that we'd focus less on the snacks and the non-alcoholic drinks and focus more on the alcohol produce. But what we did realize is that although we are focusing on a heavy metal audience, there was still gaps to be filled where the snacks and the non-alcoholic drinks were sold out within the first few events within the first quarter. So from that, we were able to grow and realize that although we were focusing on a specific type of audience, we do need to still have those non-alcoholic drinks and snacks there for everyone to enjoy. And that's something that we can also see in the financial outcome, that within the first quarter, we saw a lot of missed opportunity from the snacks and the food and beverage, and we tried to adjust that onto the further quarters. And moving on to the financial performance, as I just brought it up. So within the first quarters, we did see a net profit of minus 33,000 euros. And over time, this number slowly got lower and lower and lower. So although we didn't make a profit by the fourth quarter, we still believe that this first year of our venue is one that we're experimenting with. We have stakeholders who are willing to invest money into our venue. And our net profit went from minus 33,000 euros within the first quarter to half of that, to minus 15,000 within the fourth quarter. So we are pretty confident that within another fiscal year, we'll be making a solid turnaround. And on top of that, when it comes to future decisions, we are now aware of what kind of audience, what kind of customers we have, who we need to cater to. As I mentioned earlier, we believe we can turn that profit into a positive one, mainly focusing on those local and regional artists. But we have also realized that when it comes to marketing, sometimes it's not worth it to put so much money into advertising for an event, especially if it is for an international artist. They already have that big name, they already have that big presence. It's not always required.
And as a conclusion, I just wanted to talk about the mainly points of all these quarters. And what we really saw is that each quarter we really managed to reduce the waste and the products and the money, but still I think that we could do it more. So for the future, we want to continue with that performance. Then we were really good positioned relating to community, and we want to keep it like that. The sustainability points were not so impressive or like high at the beginning. It's true that we managed to make it like better and better each quarter, but I think we still need to continue. We have a lot to do with that. And yeah, we are also proud that we stick to pop rock and heavy metal, like that was our mainly point and our mainly events, and we really stick to them. And as objective for the next year is to reduce more the wasting of products, focusing more on sustainability, and well, continue focusing on heavy metal and in heavy metal events. Like we don't want to lose our essence. And that was all.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very
We
much.
hope as future investors, you will invest in the Finnish Kuarter venue. All right,
Stop
I'll stop
sharing
the
it.
recording.
Okay.
Okay.
I really don't know what I said.
Oh, wait a second.
I
Record.
need to stop recording.